It's the North versus the South, the Mid-American Conference versus the Ohio Valley, with both sides looking for an edge before conference play. A rivalry in its infancy stages, Ball State and Jacksonville State meet for just the second time. Kickoff is next on SportsLink TV.
It's the final weekend of summer before the leaves begin to fall and the seasons shift to autumn. Gorgeous conditions on hand today in Muncie, Indiana, as the beautiful game is in full effect. Hello and welcome everybody. Alongside Jake Bartleson, I'm Connor Onion. Thank you for joining us for an afternoon of soccer here at the Briner Sports Complex on SportsLink TV. Jake, great to be with you. Today we have a matchup of two unfamiliar foes. They've only matched up one time before, in the Cardinals from Ball State and Jacksonville State in the Gamecocks. What should we expect in the matchup today?
Well, Connor, the first couple minutes are going to tell us what we need to know. Jacksonville State likes to get out and run. Let's see what Ball State does on defense, and we'll watch as the game progresses.
It should be a lot of fun. Great to be with you, Jake. And kickoff is shortly approaching here on SportsLink TV. It's the Gamecocks and the Cardinals from Briner Sports Complex on SportsLink, and it's next.
Fox College Sports, CBS, ESPN. Impressive clients for college students. We write, direct, and produce our Emmy-nominated programs daily. We even designed our own virtual set. Ball State, education redefined.
Today, the phone company is nickel and diming you. But tomorrow, you could be saving a fortune. Save on your home phone bill with Xfinity Voice from Comcast. Plus text from your home number and save on your wireless bill. Switch to Xfinity Voice with unlimited talk and text for $19.99 a month for 12 months. Or step up to an Xfinity X1 Triple Play and save even more. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Okay, sports fans, it's game time at the Built Ford Tough Sales event. Hey, this is when necessary toughness is the perfect play. And Ford F-150 with EcoBoost is a huge hit with power and efficiency. And keep an eye on the clock, pal, because fans snag one of these bad boys about every 42 seconds. Ford F-Series, #1, 37 years straight. That's called a dynasty, baby.
During the Built Ford Tough Sales event, get 0 for 60 plus $1,500 bonus cash or get up to $8,250 in total savings.
The Mid-American Conference. We come from many places. We're as different as the games that we champion. But behind every great play, beneath every uniform, lies something even greater. Because the real goal is building better people. The Mid-American Conference. Sportsmanship for life since 1946.
The Emmy Award-winning student production from Ball State SportsLink has a new look and a new partner. Stoops Automotive is proud to present Ball State's only all-sports magazine show, telling the best stories in Ball State athletics.
It's senior day today at Briner Sports Complex as the Cardinals honor their 6 seniors in Maggie Cox, Lindsey Kemp, Jasmine Moses, Victoria Jacobs, Nicole Pembleton, and Kaylee Stark as they're out on the field being honored right now. Jake, we're approaching kickoff here. The starting lineups are set. Jacksonville State coming in at 4-4 out of the Ohio Valley Conference. The Cardinals of the Mid-American Conference at 3-1-2. Now for the Jacksonville State Gamecocks, who's a player you're looking out for today?
Well, definitely for the Jacksonville State Gamecocks, I'm looking at number 10, Jackie Rush. We talked to opposing coaches this past week, and they mentioned her as a do-everything type player. Ball State's got their hands full tonight.
On the other side of things, Jackie Rush leading the attack for the Jacksonville State Gamecocks. For the Cardinals, who's somebody you've got your eye on?
Leah Mattingly, she's a sophomore. 2013, she was a MAC all-freshman team selection, and she's a young leader in the back end of this Ball State defense. Look for her to have an impact early.
That very solid back four for the Cardinals is Leah Mattingly, Orla Travers Gillespie, Victoria Jacobs, and Kaylee Stark, a senior out of Coto de Caza, California. Mattingly also a Mid-American Conference Defensive Player of the Week, as the Cardinals had a successful trip out east to Navy and Delaware.
Yes, they did, and I think Craig Roberts was happy with that performance, and let's see if Ball State can pull out a win here this afternoon against Jacksonville State here on Senior Day.
As the players trot out onto the field approaching kickoff, the Cardinals are led by fifth-year head coach Craig Roberts, 31, 33, and 14 overall at BSU. And on the other side, Jacksonville State, they're led by second-year head man in Neil McDonald, 8, 17, and 2 in his time at the helm of the Gamecocks. You strapped in and ready to go, Jake?
We're ready to go. Let's rock. We're rock and rolling.
First for the Ball State Cardinals, starting up top is Abby Fisher and Nicole Pembleton. Again, all 6 seniors starting for the Cardinals today. In the midfield for the Cardinals, it is Elena Musla, Lindsay Kemp, Maggie Cox, and Jasmine Moses. And as we reiterated before, Leah Mattingly, Travers Gillespie, Jacobs, and Stark on the back line for the Cardinals. Starting up top for Jacksonville State, one change from their typical lineup. Usually Courtney Hurt would be starting on the left side at forward. Kayla Thompson replacing her. What kind of impact could that have before we approach kickoff?
Well, we're going to find out, Connor, and I think Ball State is aware of it, and let's see if they change up any defensive philosophies going into this.
All right, we're all set and ready to go. Kickoff set to get underway, and we have a picture-perfect day for Ball State soccer as they take on the Jacksonville Gamecocks in the final non-conference match before Bowling Green takes on the Cardinals to start Mid-American Conference play. We're underway with the Cardinals attacking from right to left in their white kits with the black shorts. Jacksonville State from Jacksonville, Alabama, not Florida, contrary to popular opinion, in their red kits with the white hash across the shoulders. Jake, as we get underway here, what are you looking at tactically from Jacksonville State?
Well, I think for both teams really, but for Jacksonville State, look for them to get on the attack early to see if they can catch Ball State out of position, lead a counterattack down the field early on.
Jacksonville State coming out in a 4-3-3 formation for the Cardinals and Coach Roberts. How about them? What are they going to try to do tactically this afternoon?
Well, they're going to go 4-4-2 here, and they're going to try to play it safe. But it's one of the more well-known formations here for soccer formations, so let's see what happens.
Jacksonville State likes to get those wing backs forward and get into the attack. You see Maggie Cox carrying it up the left flank, getting the start today on Senior Day. Down to the corner for Fisher. In on the challenge is Olivia Drapes, out for a Ball State throw.
Fisher, an Overland Park, Kansas native.
Jacksonville State well represented throughout the states as well as in Canada. 8 different states represented on this Jacksonville State roster, as well as 7 players from north of the border up in Canada.
Yeah, no, definitely recruited well up north and having a good impact early.
Jacksonville State playing through the midfield. It's Kelsey Bright carrying into the attacking third. In for the tackle is Stark. But Bright able to play back to her support, and Moses is there to intercept.
Moses with a good challenge there, get the ball out of their zone.
Now pacing is crucial for both of these teams. What kind of pace does Jacksonville State like to play, Jake?
Well, Jacksonville is going to try to keep it relatively simple. You know, if they can kick and chase, great. If not, they're going to do some nice, easy passes down the pitch, see if something's open.
From talking to Troy and Alabama State head coaches, one thing they pointed out, Jacksonville State likes to play very, very direct, get things moving forward. A very, very fit club is Jacksonville State.
They also mentioned their set pieces are a strength of this team.
Stark plays over the top to Fisher, headed away by Drapes. Out of play for a Ball State throw.
Good starts for the game for Ball State here, and getting the crowd going early on Senior Day would be something that Ball State might be looking to do.
Senior Day, plenty of parents in attendance. They've made the trip from all over to see the Cardinals play at Briner here. Also Youth Soccer Day. So the Cardinals will hold a clinic after today's match.
They'll also be signing some posters at the end of the game.
I might want to get my hands on one of those.
Absolutely.
Ball is cleared out by the Gamecocks for another Cardinals throw.
It's got to be a thrill for a lot of these youth players coming out watching their college heroes here on Senior Day.
Also developing the youth ranks here in Muncie.
Yeah, Connor, and the brand of soccer has really just taken off in the United States, especially the last couple of years.
It has in the World Cup. Of course, this summer had a lot to do with that.
Absolutely. It broke a record of 30 million viewing hours during one of the matches, and you can just see the popularity rising.
Well, I don't think we're going to get quite to 30 million viewers today, Jake, but still,
we can be optimistic.
An important match nonetheless for these two clubs.
We could definitely be optimistic here.
Stark playing out of the back on the right flank. Plays down the line towards Moses. Abby Fisher running back post, and it's out for a Jacksonville State goal kick.
Nice attack by Ball State. Not able to convert.
The Cardinals controlling possession here early. What do they need to do on the attack?
Well, definitely, I think they just got to find the open areas, let their players run, find those areas, and then do quick passes, find Jacksonville State out of position, and look to strike early.
Jake, both you and I had a chance to be out at practice this week, and the midfielders especially working on a lot of combination passing and all sorts of combinations and finishing in front of the net. We'll see if it pays dividends here today.
A lot of communication as well. It's one of the underrated aspects of this team is it's communicating everywhere. All players know where they're supposed to be on the pitch at all times.
Stark in defending in our first whistle of the afternoon. Stark set to restart things for the Cardinals.
Ball State gets set up on that other end.
Elena Musla giving chase in the corner. Attempts a cross in, and it's cleared out by Jacksonville State.
Nice defense there, down the clear, and now Jacksonville threatening coming back down.
Kayla Thompson on the chase, getting the start in front of Courtney Hurt today. Typically one of the top substitutes for Jacksonville State. Tremendous speed up top with Thompson.
Yeah, Neil McDonald must have saw something in the scouting report last second that said that she would be a better addition at the top front. Let's see if her impact is felt early.
Cross sent in, and Jackie Rush puts a head on it, and there to find it is Mackenzie Bellows, but wide of the mark.
Yeah, we talked about Jackie Rush here in pregame, and she's making her name known early. Unable to convert there. Nice chance by Jacksonville State.
Bellows plays that holding mid position, usually more of a defensive center mid, as you see the replay here on Jackie Rush's attempt.
Yeah, she just hit it too much, and the angle just went over it, and Ball State fortunate to escape there.
Maggie Cox was in on the tackle, as Brooke Dennis, the keeper for the Cardinals, restarts things.
Brooke Dennis, the sophomore out of Wakanda, Illinois. Always good to see another Illinoisan.
Stark plays it over the top. Musla with numbers forward, plays it into Fisher, but Fisher is offsides.
Fisher gets a little bit ahead of herself.
But there's that combination passing we were talking about.
Yeah, they were definitely working on it all week, and you're seeing it's starting to pay off early. Craig Roberts has to be happy.
Musla and Fisher, combination play in the forward position. Musla coming up from the midfield. We also saw Musla play a little bit of attacking center mid in practice this week, so versatile is number 25 for the Cardinals.
And really, this whole team is versatile. We have lots of subs you're going to see throughout the afternoon.
There's Thompson inside, and clearing it are the Cardinals.
Craig Roberts likes to keep his players fresh. He likes to get different looks, and we're going to definitely see a lot of these lineups here early.
25 different players have been used, including the keepers, for the Cardinals this season. Now, strategically, probably something that Coach Roberts wants to do before conference play so he can figure out his set lineups before then. The cross sent in, and Bellows is there attacking Brooke Dennis again, and it's out for another goal kick.
Nice play by Dennis. Staying in front of the Jacksonville State, looking to get some early looks. Ball State defense holding strong. Yeah, Connor, we talked about the chemistry, about having 25 different subs. Would you think that might throw it off a little bit?
Coach Roberts talked about that when we spoke with him this week, and he said no. He thinks that the Cardinals have an advantage because people have to game plan for them instead of vice versa. But here's Musla in the box, played over to Mira Johnson, who falls on it to send things back the other way for Jacksonville State.
And I think one of the underrated aspects of that is it allows teammates to gain chemistry, so you can throw out any lineup in a game situation.
Poor touch on the ball there from Mattingly as she retreats back to her left back position. Bellows playing the way she faces. Here's Kelsey Bright, an aggressive center forward. Mattingly in on the tackle. Bellows carries it into the attacking third. Switches fields now. Stark in to poke it free. Jasmine Moses giving chase, can't quite get there. Shot fired by Lindsey Jackson into the lap of Brooke Dennis. Well defended there that time for the Cardinals.
Ball State at the point of attack, really strong there. Jasmine Moses stuck out to me in that sequence. Strong effort from her.
Dennis's punt rolls out of play. Bender there to throw it in for Jacksonville State. Stark knocks it into the Jacksonville State zone. She's been very active at right back today.
Yeah, and it's good to see here on Senior Day.
Fisher's cross in is deflected and out for a Ball State corner. Probably the best opportunity that Ball State has here coming up at the corner.
Yeah, so far, and we're going to see our first set piece here for Ball State, and at practice this week, that's been a point of emphasis.
Kaylee Stark trots into the corner to take the free kick, the senior out of Coto de Caza, California. Started all 22 matches last year for the Cardinals. Here to send it in. The cross sent in on the ground to Musla. Flick on for Moses. You can't get enough on it, but the shot in! And it's Elena Musla striking first for Ball State.
Elena Musla on goal for the Cardinals.
Elena Musla, her first goal on the season in her 7th appearance, and it's a dream start for the Ball State Cardinals.
Good play by Ball State. And, that was the case of Ball State knowing where their players are in the field. That's set up by Moses.
Stark played it short, and Musla finds the side netting on the far post. The Cardinals up 1-0 on Senior Day. Only 11 minutes into this one, and Coach Roberts has to feel good about that as he's been able to get 6 seniors into the game and also be very, very effective pushing numbers forward.
Absolutely, and this is the start that Ball State wants. Hoping, looking to continue it for them.
Fisher giving chase. So Jacksonville State able to weather the initial storm on the attack for the Cardinals. But Musla in the 11th minute sends a rocket back post, and the Cardinals are on top here early. Here's Mattingly carrying it in past midfield. Her through ball towards the corner, just a little bit too strong out for a goal kick.
Ball State's got to be careful here in the next couple minutes. Jacksonville State probably looking to counterattack, spread the field, get the defense thin, get an opportunity.
So now Jacksonville State over the past few days, they've done all sorts of traveling coming from down south. Long bus ride in, hot conditions out here today, and then they concede a goal only 11 minutes in. How do they need to bounce back?
Well, I think they just need to calm down. They got to communicate a little bit more, pass the ball more effectively, and you'll get more chances down the road.
The Cardinals doing a great job of maintaining possession today.
One of the staples of this team.
And talking to opposing coaches, Jacksonville State likes to use their physicality. Perhaps something that will be on display in the later moments of today's match. They're a very fit team.
Yeah, they're well conditioned. They like to get out and run.
Here's Thompson up top. Feeds it for Jackie Rush, right flank. Rush sends it in. Bright there to retrieve it. And Stark there to head it out. The Cardinals matching the physicality as you saw Elena Musla in to head it out And it's back to the back line of the Gamecocks. Bright coming back to retrieve it. Typically she plays up top, also getting her hands dirty in the midfield here in the first 13 minutes. Travers Gillespie there to send it out for the Cards. Yet to see a substitution as both coaches sticking with their starting 11. Coach Roberts said that the Cardinals are constantly evaluating what kind of talent they have.
No, I think that's smart. You know, as a good coach, that will do those kinds of things, and Ball State looking to find out some things here early before they get in the conference play against Bowling Green.
Travers Gillespie sends it away, and it's headed away by Nicole Pembleton. Switching the fields, it's Bender. Giving chase is Moses. Stark in defending. Cross sent in and cleared out. Cardinals look really, really tight on that back line today, Jake.
No, absolutely, and I think they read the scouting report, and then Jacksonville State's going to look to try to get some finesse passes in, Ball State having none of it.
A week ago when the Cardinals traveled out east, only 1 goal allowed in 200 minutes of action. The game against Navy, in which they drew 1-1 last Sunday, did go the distance, did go to double overtime, ended in a stalemate.
Well, this is a Ball State team that historically ranks very, very high defensively. As they range in the top 50 nationally in goals against average and save percentage. That's on display there.
Putting a hip on it was Jackie Rush out for a Ball State throw. Fisher sees it soar over her head. Pembleton controlling. Fisher's receiving resistance. And it's out of play to the Gamecocks. A reminder, this is Ball State Sports Link student production is brought to you by East Central Indiana Ford dealers. Ford is proud to support Ball State student athletes and the students of Ball State Sports Link. Here's Rush. Midfield for Bright. Looking to get numbers forward, poked out of there by Musla. Finds the foot of Kaylee Stark. Moses squares up and finds Kemp, who sends it down the line. Able to dig it out of there is Olivia Drapes.
Nice defensive effort on her part. Get the ball out of the danger zone for Jacksonville State.
In talking to opposing coaches, what have they said about the defensive back line for Jacksonville State?
Well, they're very, very physical, but you have to choose your spots. If you're Ball State, you know, dump in chase, find some open area, allow your players to go to work. Jacksonville State looking pretty strong here early.
Only one blip on the radar, and that was an Elena Musla goal in the 11th minute that has Ball State on top 1-0. Again, college soccer, 2 45-minute halves. Clock counts down rather than counting up. But 90 minutes nonetheless. No matter how you get there, 90 minutes is 90 minutes.
Absolutely.
And there are draws in college soccer, but it takes overtime first to end in a draw.
Well, we'll see if we get there. We got a long day ahead of us, Connor.
That's right. Just clarifying the differences between European soccer and, of course, the college game.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
You see Madison Oyer checks in the midfield for the Cardinals. Oyer, a 5'5" junior out of Leo, Indiana. Well done in the first segment for a starting lineup that you don't typically see for the Cardinals.
Yeah, you got to be happy with that performance. Craig Roberts has his team up early and get one of his subs in now. We'll see what the chemistry changes.
Bright battling in the midfield, volleyed on by Moses. And back on the attack momentarily is Jacksonville State. Cardinals looking to counter here. Down the right flank is Kelsey Wenlet. Wenlet looking to cross. Gabby Veldman is in, and she puts it home.
Mira Johnson taking a bad angle.
Gabby Veldman's team-leading third goal of the season has the Cardinals on top early, 2-0.
Nice cross by Winlet coming down. Knowing where Veldman is. Sticks it in there. Mira Johnson taking a bad angle, coming out. Veldman cleans it up for the score.
Well, if you talked to Coach Roberts earlier this week, he would have told you that Mira Johnson does bobble opportunities, and that if you put pressure on her, there are chances for a rebound. We saw that there as Gabby Veldman nets her 3rd on the season. The other 2 goals that Veldman scored were both game-winning goals, which is 2nd in the Mid-American Conference. In her sophomore season, she's performed quite well.
Yeah, she had the game-winning goal in the MAC quarterfinal a year ago. No stranger to big goals here early.
Coach Roberts said that they're just scratching the surface with her. And the biggest thing between her freshman season and her sophomore season has been confidence. You saw the confidence on display there, just one touch and puts it in the back of the net.
And also the talent that's matured a lot. She's had a lot of time to hone her skill here on the pitch. And it's starting to pay off, it's starting to show.
Now take that with a grain of salt. It's not to say that she struggled in her freshman season. She did have the game-winning goal in the Mid-American Conference quarterfinal to send the Cardinals on to their dramatic matchup with Miami of Ohio. So while she has matured, she's played very, very well in her 2 years in a Cardinal uniform.
Yeah, it's a process, and she's well on her way to growing more and more as a player. Having a good start to the afternoon here.
The AR lifts his flag, and a throw is awarded to the Cardinals.
If I'm Jacksonville State, I'm looking to get on the counterattack here early, try to control the ball, swing the momentum back a little bit in their favor.
The old adage is the best time to score a goal is after 2 minutes after your opponent scored or 2 minutes after you scored, when there's a lapse in the defense. Perhaps if you're Jacksonville State, you think maybe the Cardinals are feeling too comfortable with a 2-0 lead, and if you're the Cardinals, of course you want that 3rd one to go ahead by Trace.
Well, there's a lot of real estate on the right side of the field, so look for Jacksonville State to exploit that a little bit if they gain control of possession.
Travers Gillespie retrieves it. Playing out of the back line now for the Cardinals. Bright continuing to be aggressive, but Stark clears it away. Everything going through Kelsey Bright. The poor touch there, but everything seems to be operating in the midfield and on the attack for Jacksonville State through her, but she hasn't been able to break free so far.
Well, so far she's been a facilitator, and the rest of the team has got to get with her and be on the same page.
And to dig it out is Shea McNitt. Moses carrying up the sideline in front of the Cardinals bench, but it's over the white line for a Jacksonville State throw.
Again, if I'm Jacksonville State, I'm looking to exploit that right side of the pitch. I have a lot of real estate to work with. Create an opportunity.
Jacksonville State this season has been very efficient in switching fields. Once they get it out of the back line, they like to hit their holding mids, as you see here. A combination play with Jackie Rush. It was a good tackle in from Gabby Veldman.
Well timed. Got the result she wanted.
McNitt playing the way she faces. Finds her center back, Travers Gillespie. Stark with it at her foot. Finds Moses. Switching the fields, it finds Victoria Jacobs. Mattingly head up, carrying it in to the attacking third. Try to get a cross in on the tackle. It was Justine Panchuk. Hoyer plays through, finds Musla. Musla with Wenlet running to the back post. Can't get the cross in. Playing with it in the corner and poked out by Drapes for the Ball State throw.
Earlier in that sequence,
as Jasmine Moses checks out, it's Franzi Stotner, the Austria international, checking in the midfield for the Cardinals.
2 years of experience here on U17 and U19 Austrian national team.
Quality football over there in Europe.
Absolutely, a highly touted recruit nonetheless for Craig Roberts. I was impressed with her work in practice this week. Craig Roberts taking a lot of time with her.
Here's Wenlet pushing forward, attacking the center backs. Cuts inside, and she's tackled and met by Drapes. It'll stay here, however, as Ball State will be awarded the throw with Franzi Sotner.
And great effort by Winlet. She just powering through the defense, unable to convert, but great effort.
Here's Oyer. Oyer trying to find Musla, who puts it over the framework for a goal kick. Ball State SportsLink students and staff are proud to wear Nike clothing. Nike supports the students in SportsLink. Just do it online at Nike.com.
And Oyer trying with the cross.
Just not able to get her hips
just get
turned.
A little bit too much.
Played down the line, but not before it's out of play.
Jacksonville State's just got to be patient.
How impressed have you been, though, with the Ball State Cardinals so far?
Ball State's been very, very composed, very precise with their passes. Wouldn't expect anything different from a Coach Roberts coach team.
They've stuck with the 4-4-2. Coach Roberts did talk about potentially implementing a 3-5-2.
Well, right now I don't see any reason to change that.
Here's Bright with numbers forward, finds Thompson in for the slide tackle is Stark, and there to retrieve it is Mattingly.
And as I said, that Jacksonville State almost with an opportunity there. But Ball State has been very solid this afternoon on the defensive end. That's another example.
Danger averted there as Mattingly came all the way over from her left back position to clear it out on the right side.
And Ball State's going to need that continuous effort all afternoon.
Mattingly also has the ability to get forward in the attack. When you say fullback, she can also channel her inner wing back and get forward into the attack as well.
Streak down, use her speed, use her soccer IQ. Complete player.
Stark plays to her support. Down the line it finds Musla. Musla looking to cross. And there's Sotner. And digging it out is Chelsea Bender for Jacksonville State and earns a goal kick for the Gamecocks.
I like what Ball State is doing. They're getting their forwards out in front of the net, causing some problems for Mira Johnson potentially. Sotner with a great effort.
Really utilizing that right side. We've seen a couple crosses come in particular, the one from Elena Musla that they played off a corner.
And so far it's worked, and I think Ball State's knowing that, and I think they're going to continue to do that until Jacksonville State figures out otherwise.
Headed out of the air by Veldman. Musla giving chase. Salverdo wins that 50-50 ball. Bender finds Bright. Bright continuing to facilitate the attack for the Gamecocks. Trickles through and finds Mattingly's boot. The wind playing a little bit of a factor today as well. Blowing
Nice
from
breeze.
the south towards the north.
Nice breeze, 76 degrees here in Muncie. Perfect day for a football game.
Speaking of American football, the Cardinals will also be in Toledo tonight, taking on the Toledo Rockets in their first Mid-American Conference game. Today, the final non-conference game for the Cardinals soccer team before Bowling Green is next up on the slate. That game right here at Briner Sports Complex on the 26th, a 5 p.m. start.
Ball State needs to have a good game here as they prepare for that. And Coach Roberts and his team knows that, and so far so good.
Well, this year they're looking to one-up their performance a season ago, in which was one of their best seasons since 2007, as they went all the way for the first time in school history to the Mid-American Conference Final in the tournament. What's the outlook for them heading into conference play, Jake?
Well, I think the biggest thing for Ball State is they just have to maintain the identity that they've shown so far, and they have to continue to play well. You know, but Bowling Green is a tough opponent. Ball State knows that, and in practice, when they're working on all this stuff, assistant coaches are saying, you want to win the MAC, this is how we do it, working hard in practice.
Mackenzie Bellows set to take the set piece. She sends it in. And Brooke Dennis off her line to retrieve it.
Good play by Dennis.
Jacksonville State loves to get into their set pieces. In the match against Alabama State, about a week ago, they won 3-0, scored 2 goals in the first 15 minutes, one of those coming off a set piece. And Coach Jody Smith said that he thinks they live for those set pieces.
Oh yeah, they're very, very successful at it. They're a finesse team. Kelsey Bryant, a big part of that.
Here's McNitt turning and facing. Plays over the top. Oyer giving chase. Oyer towards the flag. Rush plays behind, and it's cleared out of there by Olivia Drapes.
Ball State looking to exploit their speed.
Musla is relieved by Kaylin Flanagan in the midfield. Flanagan, a 5'6" junior out of Ohio. Here's Flanagan getting action right off the bench. Cross in, cleared out by Bender. Playing towards the corner. Sent down the line, Gillespie giving chase. And the danger averted there. Cardinals haven't budged much on that defensive line, have they?
No, and I wouldn't expect Craig Roberts to unless something drastic happens. It's looking very, very strong. Or let Travers Gillespie looking strong early.
Thompson plays back to Bender. Bender facing up Stark. As the assistant referee's flag is up. Offside's the call. That wind really starting to howl now as we approach halftime. 15 minutes to play. How does that affect the way you do things on the attack if you're the Cardinals?
Well, I think for the Cardinals, I'd like to get one more, kind of an insurance goal heading into the halftime.
Here's Rush, Mattingly defending. Veldman coming over to help. Thompson in, gets a head on it, but it finds Leah Mattingly. Mattingly controls with her knee, plays Veldman.
Nice cross by Rush on that.
Able to clear it. It's Kelsey Wenlet. Full head of steam, dribbling at the center backs. Flanagan in the corner gives chase. But the AR's flag up, as if she touched it up, it would have been offsides on the Cardinals.
Yeah, just a little bit too much on that pass by Wenlet.
Well run on, however, by Kaylin Flanagan. Right idea.
Right. No, exactly. You got to continue to do that. Just different result than offside.
The keeper, Mira Johnson, coming up to take the free kick. Johnson in her sophomore season. Good size at 6 feet. Also Canadian international. Canadians on both sides today. Thompson, it's dug out of there by Mattingly. Feldman now defending Rush. Rush sneaks it by her, sends the cross in, and Dennis is there to gobble it up.
Leah Mattingly, we keep saying her name all afternoon, and she's basically involved in every play.
Here's Justine Panchuk switching the fields. Played into Bellows. Panchuk. Rush wins the header over Mattingly, but Jacobs is there to clear the danger.
And right there we saw that strength that Jackie Rush has that the assistant coaches that we talked to enlightened us about. Good display there.
Here's Rush playing down the line towards Thompson. Victoria Jacobs with a beat on it. Thompson able to poke it free. Controlling now, back to the net. Oyer on the interception. Stark clears it away. We've seen Kayla Thompson, number 18 for Jacksonville State, very involved up top today, replacing Courtney Hurt in the starting lineup. Hurt today suspended due to a red card.
Kayla Thompson, a dual athlete, a track athlete, very successful.
Well, we've seen her speed on display today. She just hasn't been able to shimmy free of that back four of the Cardinals. Tackle well won by the Cardinals. Here's Sotner pushing things forward for the Cardinals. The attack is stalled and brought back to the back line for Jacksonville State. As Bender knocks it out of play for a Cardinal throw. The students and staff of Ball State SportsLink would like to thank Robbins Apparel for your screen printing and embroidery needs. Trust Robbins Apparel online at robbinsapparel.com. Cleared out by Salverda. Into the midfield now. That's Carson Taylor on the left side. Just checked in for Jacksonville State. Wenlet looking to ignite the attack for the Cardinals. There's Veldman. Veldman a strike on net into the outstretched arms of Brooke Dennis. Rather, Mira Johnson.
Veldman using her frame, boxing her up the defender. Almost like in basketball, getting a rebound.
Well struck ball, well from outside the 18. Dennis comes up, controls with her feet. About 10 minutes to play until the half. The Cardinals won a third. What do they need to do?
I'm going to be switching the field. Again, I'm going to come back to it. Now I'm going to switch from right to left. Left side of the pitch open. Let's see if Ball State can take advantage.
Here's Bright carrying things forward. Mattingly controls. Out towards Veldman. Veldman running on towards it. Giving chase, and in on the tackle is Nicole Heiser as Veldman shaken up on the play. But her reward is a Ball State throw.
Veldman's a tough player. Meeting on the point of the attack. Just nicks that shin guard. Gets rewarded.
Coach Roberts really emphasizes winning those 50-50 balls. We saw Veldman going in strong for the tackle on that occasion.
10, Lauren Hall, 6, Lucy Walton, and 11, Shannon Greeley.
Lucy Walton and Shannon Greeley in for the Cardinals. As Wenlet playing towards the flag. Wenlet looking for room to operate, can't squeeze a cross in. And cleared out by Drapes. Stark plays Jacobs. Cardinals coming out looking very, very strong after a 1-0-1 performance out east a week ago. Leah Mattingly, the dramatic winner against Delaware in the 65th minute, converting on a penalty. And then they drew Navy 1-1 on Sunday. A good result for the Cardinals as Navy had previously beat number 24 ranked James Madison.
Navy a tough opponent, and Ball State gets a good win on its resume.
Perhaps looking to build confidence again here today. Get a nice result before conference play. Panchuk plays back to Heiser. There's Clausen. Here's Domnikovic crossing it in. Jacobs Gets a shin guard on it. Drape switches fields, finds Bender. Jacksonville State using a 4-3-3, pushing more numbers forward than the Cardinals, but nothing doing for them on the attack.
They're trying to get opportunities. Ball State staying strong defensively. Miscommunication on that last sequence.
Domnikovic is in the attacking midfield position, a crucial position in the 4-3-3. You don't have the support like you do in a 4-4-2 of that extra central midfielder, so you really have to dig balls out of the back and also facilitate the attack.
You have to be precise where you put your passes.
Walton giving chase off the ball from Jacobs. Drapes avoids the pressure of Wendlandt. Tackle won, but knocked out of play by Shea McNitt. Jacksonville State starting to push things forward now. They've spent a little bit more time here in the latter parts of the first half in the attacking third. No true chances yet, however.
And that's a good sign for Jacksonville State, heading further into the half.
Here's Walton playing towards the corner. Veldman foot off the gas as she pulls up and watches it fall into the lap of Brianna Salverda. Bender carrying it into Cardinal territory. Dennis knocks it away. Free kick won by Greeley in the midfield.
Going up for the 50-50 ball. It's pushed in the back. Referee right there makes the call.
No bookings to note as of yet. Previous booking, though, playing an impact on this game, as we mentioned, Courtney Hurt suspended due to a red card that she was handed out for Jacksonville State.
Now, do we know if this is in a previous game?
It wasn't a previous game. She did not start today. Really a tough blow for Jacksonville State, because some coaches believe that she might be even more dangerous than Kelsey Bright up top. 6 goals already on the season for her. Bouncing back nicely from a season in which she suffered an injury and took a medical red shirt. She had 7 goals as a sophomore, took a year off, and then 6 goals through 8 games so far for Courtney Hurt. Doesn't help things when you're down 2-0 here in the late stages of the first half if you don't have her up top.
Yeah, well, you need her offense. You need the facilitating. Her skills are very, very strong, and Jacksonville struggling to find that catalyst.
Switch of the field, Mattingly in on a tackle violently, sticking her foot in there, but she's whistled, and a free kick goes Jacksonville State's way. Ball State Sports Link is your social media leader for Ball State Sports. Join over 11,000 fans with Sports Link and follow at BSU Sports Link.
Mattingly coming in a little bit too hot, a little too anxious on that play. Call for the foul.
Dug out of there by the Ball State back line. It finds Bender. Jacobs gets it off her shin guard. Hall in the midfield, challenging with her head on Panchuk. It finds McNitt. McNitt out to Mattingly. Here's Walton carrying up the left side.
I've liked what I've seen from Walton this afternoon. Involved in many, many plays.
Walton, only a freshman, part of a very talented freshman class for the Cardinals.
Out of Perrysburg, Ohio.
Very successful in her high school days as her team, as a junior, went 23-0 and won an Ohio State championship.
Also 39 goals in her high school career. She knows the back of the net quite well.
Play on the left side here in this first half. Number 6 is Walton. Feldman in on the tackle, no whistle. Referee says play on. Bright finds Bender. Bender crosses it in. But Juvis was giving chase, trying to get ahead on it, but Brooke Dennis has done well to come off her line.
She hasn't been challenged much, but when she has, she's made good plays, made good decisions coming out of the box, cutting out those angles.
Jake, we've got audiences. As I've mentioned, we have 9 different states, including Canada, represented with Jacksonville State, and also Ball State Cardinals fans all over the United States. We have a viewer from Sweden in Bridget Reeder.
Oh, fantastic. Well, welcome to the broadcast, Bridget.
We appreciate your support, Bridget.
Glad you're watching this afternoon.
We hope some American football can live up to the expectations of a European football fan. Kaylee Stark on the throw.
Number 16, Sam Macklin, 17, Ali Kolanowski, and 18, Madeline Malatesta, check in.
Bajuvis, left wing. Bajuvis carrying it into the attacking third. Kaylee Stark clears. Bender attempts to send it back in, but with green grass in front of her, it's Walton. Playing up top to Kowanowski.
We're starting to see Jacksonville State attack the right half of the field, like I mentioned earlier in the broadcast.
1 minute to play, first half. Cardinals on top, 2-0. Ball finds Walton. Walton with 2 defenders in pursuit, splits the defense. Walton now, head up. Attempts a shot but is denied. Back the other way come the Gamecocks. Mattingly wins it. Mattingly weaving her way in and out of defenders. Kowanowski on the back post, but Mattingly can't squeeze it in. It's out for a Cardinals corner. So for the first time, the Cardinals have a corner on the left side. They've converted once successfully on the right side on Elena Musla's goal in the 11th minute. Another chance on here. Punched out by Mira Johnson. Trickles out of play for a Ball State throw. Final opportunity on the attack now for the Cardinals in the first 45. Kowanowski is tripped up. And to dig it out is Greeley. Greeley can't corral it. Mattingly sends it over the end line, and that draws us to the end of period number 1, with the Cardinals on top 2-0. Jake, what'd you see from the Cardinals that you liked in the first half?
Ball State, strong effort on that half. I like the passing lanes that they chose and able to convert on the minute scoring chances so far here early.
Well, the Cardinals go into the half with a 2-0 lead. We'll take a break. You're listening, or you're watching Ball State Soccer on SportsLink TV.
The jumper. And took the big trophy home.
And Aunt Jane.
I guess I did all right. But look at them. Great old coaches, Hall of Famers.
And Dad ran in the Olympic trials.
Your cousin played in the Sweet 16. And how about the College World Series? That was awesome. If only I can. You both can. I'm already proud of you. Now, who gets these?
Me!
The Mid-American Conference. Generations of champions since 1946.
Dancing is my passion. I never imagined it could help children with autism, transforming their lives and mine. I've learned I can make an impact that will last a lifetime. I love to dance and was born to teach. Ball State. Education redefined.
Hey, can you help me move?
Oh, you know what? I'm stuck at the office.
Hi, I'm moving.
No problem, sir. You can get your Xfinity services installed on the date you choose or have a self-install kit sent to your new home.
Thank you.
Finally get some help moving. Call 1-855-MOVE-EDGE today.
Okay, sports fans, it's game time at the Built Ford Tough Sales event. Hey, this is when necessary toughness is the perfect play. And Ford F-150 with EcoBoost is a huge hit with power and efficiency. And keep an eye on the clock, pal, because fans snag one of these bad boys about every 42 seconds. Ford F-Series, #1, 37 years straight. That's called a dynasty, baby.
During the Built Ford Tough Sales event, get 0 for 60 plus 1,500 bonus cash or get up to $8,250 in total savings.
Covering the Olympics in London as a student and seeing my work in the Chicago Tribune. That experience jump-started my career in New York City at Time Magazine and developed me into a true visual storyteller. Ball State, education redefined.
Ball State Sports Link is bigger than ever. The best stories in Ball State sports, live game production, award-winning studio shows, and more. It's only from Ball State Sports Link, an immersive learning production.
Welcome back into Briner Sports Complex. The Cardinals out early here at halftime, 2-0 after 45 minutes of play. What's impressed you about the Cardinals, Jake?
Elena Musla and Gabby Veldman with the scores here early for the Cardinals. Cardinals looking very strong in their passing game. They're finding the right lanes, able to connect early.
Now, if you're Jacksonville State, you go into the half down 2-0. What do you need to do in the second half to ensure that you get back in this ball game?
Well, I might try to get another couple subs in there and see if I can keep my players fresh. But again, and I mentioned this in the broadcast, I'm seeing a lot of real estate in the right half of the field. So if they are able to exploit that, Jacksonville State might be able to score.
Good start for the Cardinals. Jacksonville State, they're going to be reevaluating with head coach Neil McDonald. Let's take a look at our first half highlights.
The Ball State women's volleyball team returns home on
Jake, as you see here, early chance for Jacksonville State. Haven't been able to convert, but what do they need to do to break free and test Brooke Dennis more in the second half?
Well, I think they're going to have to get more players in front of the net and create more chaos around it.
As you see here, Musla's first goal, well-struck ball as she found the side netting.
She found just the right spot in the goal that she couldn't find it. So,
as you see, it came off a corner kick, played it short. Musla able to find the back post for the Cardinals in the 11th minute, as that was the first goal of the afternoon. And then the Cardinals creating all sorts of chances as Wenlett was in on net. Veldman, as you see here, knocks it in following the deflection from Mira Johnson.
Veldman in the right place at the right time for that goal. Mira Johnson just took the wrong angle on that. Veldman taking advantage.
Well, Veldman, her third goal of the season. It's Youth Soccer Day here in Muncie, and after the game, the Cardinals are going to be out and about signing posters and kicking the ball around with the kids, and they'll feel a lot better about that, I think, if they get out of here with a victory.
And I think I'm going to join them at the end of the game. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I think it would be a lot of fun, Jake. As we take a look at some of our first half stats here. Cardinals converting on a couple corner kicks. Musla and Veldman, the goal scorers. What did you like from the Cardinals? Do you want to see more corner kicks? Do you want to see them keep working that corner, or should they keep working the midfield?
I wouldn't change very much. I'd continue it just exactly what they're doing. I'm not seeing a lot of holes in their game right now. Jacksonville State has no goals. So I wouldn't exactly change much. Defense has been very, very strong, limiting the shots. You see there, 3 for Jacksonville State, Ball State, and 5.
Not much from a physicality standpoint. 2 fouls for Jacksonville State, 3 for the Cardinals. A point of emphasis for Jacksonville State in the second half, as they most likely want to get more physical, as we heard from Alabama State and Troy's head coaches earlier in the week.
Well, likely, yeah. And then we'll see if Jacksonville State able to convert on those chances. And so far unable to, but we'll see what the second half brings. 2
saves for Brooke Dennis, but she hasn't really been challenged. She hasn't had to leave her feet. She hasn't had any corners come her way. So for her, how do you keep controlling that back line and continuing to pitch a shutout after the Cardinals?
Well, Connor, I think it's all about communication. You're seeing here on the broadcast, Brooke Dennis is very, very vocal out there on the pitch, shouting out those instructions to her back line, which is making it show why Ball State is so successful. Continue to communicate. Continue to know where you are on the pitch.
We saw Alyssa Heinschel, the backup keeper, the freshman, out east last week, and she played well in the 65 minutes that she was in net. What are the chances you think we'll see her?
Well, I think it's not going to be right away. I think you're going to continue to see Brooke Dennis in there, but if you get a couple more insurance goals, this might let Alyssa Heinschel later in the game.
Well, 45 minutes still left to play here from Briner Sports Complex, but the Ball State football team is in Toledo tonight, and we caught up with both offensive and defensive coordinators Kevin Kelly and Joey Lynch earlier in the week.
Obviously going up against one of the better programs in the league this week, and a team that I think is built to compete for championships every year. So we're looking forward to that challenge.
They do a great job with their defensive front. Their front seven is very active and do a good job of putting you in long yard situations and trying to find a way to create some negative yardage plays. So we got to do a great job from an identification and communication standpoint and staying on track. And that's something that we haven't done a great job at for the first 3 games. Is we're in way too many third and long situations. And when you're in 3rd and 7 plus, it's going to be a long day. So we got to do a better job on 1st and 2nd down to stay on track so we can convert 3rd and mediums and 3rd and shorts.
They got great skill. They have a veteran offensive line. Their scheme is very complicated. They have multiple formations, so they're a finesse team. There's some formations where they're a power team, so you're not sure what you're going to get from play to play. And then they have an up-tempo style as well. So there's a lot of things happening at the same time, so we got to be real sharp with communication and what we're doing. And it's going to be a space game. They have very good athletes, and they spread you out. So we're going to have to do well as far as tackling in space and knocking some balls down when they throw it up in the air.
I think the past games, it's been missed assignments, so it's really been our eyes. I think we had like 9 missed tackles, so definitely wrapping up. We practiced that today, and so I would say tackling our eyes mostly.
We did some positive things, and then we did some negative things, and the thing that we have to do is be more consistent. It just happens to be a conference game. It's Toledo. And like I said, I think our players, they want to get back on the field after the sour taste they have in their mouth after last week, and I'm confident they'll be ready to go.
There's no question that one of your goals is always to win the Mid-American Conference, and that's something that our kids strive for. But Toledo happens to be our opener, which we're excited about, and there's a great tradition between Ball State and Toledo, and I think our kids know that. And the last couple of years, they've been football games that went a full 60 minutes. So we're prepared to do that again.
I go back to what you do every day, and we don't talk a lot about the scoreboard every day. We don't talk a lot about what our record is every day. We don't spend any time worrying about what Rick says. We just don't do that stuff. We focus on ourselves and trying to get better.
Get ready, unsuspecting TVs and laptops in a UVerse home. We're about to compare you to Xfinity. When 2 HD movies are playing in a UVerse home, their fastest internet slows down. 2 HD movies in an Xfinity home? The internet stays fast because it's 2014. Hello?
Ugh. So last season.
Exactly. Fast never goes out of fashion.
The Mid-American Conference. We come from many places. We're as different as the games that we champion. But behind every great play, beneath every uniform, lies something even greater. Because the real goal is building better people. The Mid-American Conference. Sportsmanship for life since 1946.
Okay, sports fans, it's game time at the Built Ford Tough Sales event. Hey, this is when necessary toughness is the perfect play. And Ford F-150 with EcoBoost is a huge hit with power and efficiency. And keep an eye on the clock, pal, because fans snag one of these bad boys about every 42 seconds. Ford F-Series, #1, 37 years straight. That's called a dynasty, baby.
During the Built Ford Tough Sales event, get 0 for 60 plus $1,500 bonus cash or get up to $8,250 in total savings.
This is Aaron Taylor. Be sure to watch Sports Link, Third Down Chirp, Friday at noon. One team, one mission.
Welcome back to Briner Sports Complex. At the half, it's the Cardinals 2 and Jacksonville State, the Gamecocks 0. Jake, first half, back and forth. We've seen lulls in the action in the midfield where it seems stagnant. We've seen the Cardinals go on the attack and net 2 goals. Then there in the second half, or in the second part of the first half. What'd you think of Jacksonville State's attack?
Well, Jacksonville State's attack was kind of vanilla for me. I didn't think they attacked the right half of the field that was open so much, but we saw it get better as the game progressed, and I think they got a couple more chances in Ball State's half the field. They're definitely going to have to continue to do that.
Still no corners for Jacksonville State, but they were able to push the tempo, move forward, and put some pressure on Brooke Dennis. Looking up and down at the first half stats, the Cardinals used 23 players, and we've seen them use 25 different players throughout the season. How do you think they've gelled in spite of not having that consistent lineup in the first half?
Well, I think they've gelled very well. They miss a beat. You don't really see a lot of lapses in communication or passes or anything like that. That back line continues to be very strong. Communication from Brooke Dennis continues to happen, and Ball State not making very many mistakes.
And typically Jacksonville State sticks with their starting 11, and they've used 16 girls today. They've implemented 5 subs, but we haven't seen much off the bench from them. If you're Coach McDonald for Jacksonville State, are you sticking with your starting 11, or are you going to try to mix and match, and hopefully somebody can give you a start or a spark off the bench?
I think for me, going into the half, they looked better coming out on offense, but I might mix and match a little bit and get a couple subs in there to keep it going, keep it fresh.
Well, we'll see what happens in the second half. That is next here on SportsLink TV.
Fox College Sports, CBS, ESPN. Impressive clients for college students. We write, direct, and produce our Emmy-nominated programs daily. We even designed our own virtual set. Ball State, education redefined.
Today, the phone company is nickel and diming you. But tomorrow, you could be saving a fortune. Save on your home phone bill with Xfinity Voice from Comcast. Plus text from your home number and save on your wireless bill. Switch to Xfinity Voice with unlimited talk and text for $19.99 a month for 12 months. Or step up to an Xfinity X1 Triple Play and save even more. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Okay, sports fans, it's game time at the Built Ford Tough Sales event. Hey, this is when
necessary toughness
is the perfect play. And Ford F-150 with EcoBoost is a huge hit with power and efficiency. And keep an eye on the clock, pal, because fans snag one of these bad boys about every 42 seconds. Ford F-Series, #1, 37 years straight. That's called a dynasty, baby.
During the Built Ford Tough Sales event, get 0 for 60 plus $1,500 bonus cash or get up to $8,250 in total savings.
The Mid-American Conference. We come from many places. We're as different as the games that we champion. But behind every great play, beneath every uniform, lies something even greater. Because the real goal is building better people. The Mid-American Conference. Sportsmanship for life since 1946.
The Emmy Award-winning student production from Ball State SportsLink has a new look and a new partner. Stoops Automotive is proud to present Ball State's only all-sports magazine show, telling the best stories in Ball State athletics.
Players back out on the pitch, getting warmed up for second half action here from Briner Sports Complex. 45 minutes left to settle the score. The Cardinals got the better of Jacksonville State in the first half with an 11th minute goal from Elena Musla, and then a 17th minute goal just following that up off a rebound from goalkeeper Mira Johnson for Gabby Veldman. Jake, looking ahead to the second half, what are the keys for the Ball State Cardinals?
Well, I think for the Cardinals, it's continue to do what you're doing, communicate, use those passes, and I would push a little bit more. I'd get a little bit more aggressive on offense. Don't let Jacksonville State think you're complacent on senior day. Continue to push, continue to attack.
Now, the Ball State defense ranks third in the Mid-American Conference this season, allowing less than 1 goal per game. They're also 23rd in the nation in save percentage at 88%. So they've been solid defensively all season long. Nothing seems to have changed on that back line for the Cardinals today.
No, and I wouldn't expect it to change here this afternoon. Looking very, very strong early, or at least the middle of the game.
11 in white, 11 in red, both trotting back on the field for second half action. As the Cardinals now switch, moving from left to right, Jacksonville State in their red kits, moving from right to left. Both goalkeepers back in net despite some talk about yo-yoing those goalkeepers back and forth. Brooke Dennis's backup is Alyssa Heinschel. Mira Johnson has split time this season with Caroline Robinson. Both starting goalkeepers have freshmen behind them, rearing for the chance to start in the net. As we celebrate Senior Day this afternoon, it's the 70th match that these 6 seniors have played together all time, 31-24 and 14. They're looking for win number 32 today as they celebrate Senior Day in the final non-conference match before Bowling Green next Friday. Jacksonville State coming out in the attacking third to start things off in the second half. Mattingly pokes it free, and a throw awarded to the Gamecocks. Panchuk. Bender at left back. Moses giving chase. She pokes it free. Now the counter for the Ball State Cardinals. Here's Pembleton. Pembleton, green grass in front of her, being pestered by Bender. She turns, gets a shot off, and it's gobbled up by Johnson.
And Connor, there's that aggressiveness I was talking about. Get out early. Ball State on the counterattack.
Quick counter from the Cardinals after Jacksonville State. Potentially looking to get a little bit more aggressive here after being held to a clean sheet in the first half.
And Connor, I'd be looking for Jacksonville State to sub in Blair Barker at some point.
Bender was in on the challenge on Jasmine Moses, and Moses has won a set piece for the Cardinals.
Moses attacking with the ball there, taken out in the slide tackle. Able to win possession for the Cardinals with this free kick.
Maggie Cox was in the area as Ball State loads that back post. White shirts lining the 18-yard marker. Ball played over the top and headed out. Bender is there to clear the danger for the Gamecocks.
Don't think Ball State got the angle of the ball they wanted. Didn't arc as much as they want. Not able to set up the header. A little shallow.
Stark restarts play. And Oyer finds it outside the 18. Cleared out by Heiser. Heiser starting here in the second half at center back. Came off the bench at Georgia Southern transfer. Seeing more minutes now as the game progresses. Oyer has done well to win it. Can't get it through to Moses. Back the other way with it is Jackson. Jackson switches fields. It's Rush. Rush, a forearm shiver. And the call is against Gabby Veldman. Almost looked like we were playing the other brand of football there.
A little bit. Veldman got a little bit ahead of herself there as just going for the ball. Tough competitor. Brings her down. Play on.
Sent into the box. Mattingly giving chase on the volley. And it finds Brooke Dennis. Dennis vocalizing, telling her girls to push forward. Pembleton wins it out of the air. As both her and Brianna Salverde go crashing to the ground. Jacksonville State will retain possession with a free kick. Fisher in, winning the tackle. Weren't sure if we were going to see her today. She sat out of practice on Thursday. She's looked pretty good here today up top for the Cardinals, despite what might be an issue for her coming in.
Yeah, Fisher using her speed, IQ. Stay smart. Sister Kelsey might be joining her in Muncie here next year.
Abby only a sophomore, so her and Kelsey would have 2 years on the pitch together.
Fisher duo.
Oyer plays back to Jacobs. Jacobs, plenty of time, nobody on. No pressure being applied by the Gamecocks front line. It's Moses. Has it taken away by Bright. Jackson plays down the line unsuccessfully, but it's off a Ball State Cardinal out of play.
Jacksonville State, in my opinion, looking a little tired, allowing Ball State to move up the pitch without any resistance.
And a point of emphasis for Jacksonville State is they want to be more fit than their opponent. And so far, in your opinion, it seems like they're showing a little bit of wear and tear.
Just a little bit.
Fisher in on the challenge. Possession remains with Jacksonville State. If you've walked through the Letterman building and the SportsLink offices, you've noticed the great work of TJ Maxx. Signs, displays, graphics, banners. TJ Maxx is proud to support the students of Ball State SportsLink. They're online at tjmaxgraphics.com. Salverda digs out of the back for Jacksonville State. Plays to Drapes. Drapes head up. There's Heiser. Mattingly heads it down for Oyer. Looking for Fisher. Well done to play it back to Veldman. Veldman utilizes the scissors. And she's through into the attacking third. Another one-on-one combination move. Veldman looking to cross it in. Mira Johnson punches it out. She bobbles it and clears things for Jacksonville State. Second time now that we've seen Mira Johnson be challenged and bobble a chance at that 6-yard box.
Well, great individual effort by Gabby Veldman.
Here's Thompson. Thompson done well, and she beats Brooke Dennis, and Jacksonville State is on the board. A quick counterattack from Jacksonville State, and Kayla Thompson, a late insertion into the starting lineup, tallies the first goal in the afternoon for Jacksonville State.
Well, Kayla Thompson just gets ahead of the Ball State defense. Orla Travers Gillespie trying to challenge. Nice play by Kayla Thompson. Great individual effort. That's all Thompson.
Well, that's exactly what you're taught to do as a striker when finishing. You're taught to finish across the body of the goalkeeper. Thompson has done well there to retrieve it over the top and put a nice finish on net.
And we're seeing Jacksonville State become more aggressive. That's what they needed to do a little before we went back into the first half.
Well, there's been a lot of talk about Thompson utilizing her speed as a track athlete and also the style of play of Jacksonville State. They like to dump and chase, play very direct. The epitome of playing direct right there is Kayla Thompson squirted free. So now Ball State has let their guard down. They've allowed a quick goal here in the second half of play. We're about 8 minutes in. Here's Pembleton looking to reignite the attack. Challenge Salverda. It finds McNitt. McNitt dribbling at the center backs. McNitt in, and Drapes is there on the tackle.
McNitt in there for the charge. Loses possession of the ball, unable to control it.
As we take a look back at Kaylee Thompson's goal.
Again, just great effort, able to fake out the defender. Kayla Thompson puts it home.
First move you learn in one-on-one soccer is that little cutback. She's done well to use her weak foot, her left foot, to get through on goal. But now a chance here with Leah Mattingly about to send the corner in. Sent in and well over the framework. Not where Leah Mattingly wanted to put that corner.
A little too much mustard.
The wind now blowing from left to right on your TV screen. Perhaps played a role there as it's out for a goal kick for Mira Johnson. Walton challenging Bellows. It finds Jacobs. Stark, the senior out of California, plays it to Pembleton. Combination to Oyer. Pembleton with a man on. Pembleton has a go, and it's off the mark. Deflected by a Jacksonville State defender. Out for another Ball State corner. So now back-to-back possessions. They'll be sending it in for a corner.
Pembleton with a good effort coming off a Jacksonville State player. Look for Ball State to keep the attack on here.
Pembleton, 1 goal on the season. Playing in her final season in a Cardinal uniform. One of the seniors that we're celebrating here today. Nice tight touch there to lead to the Ball State corner for Kaylee Stark. one of her fellow seniors. Boyer runs front post, Musla back post. Stark sends it in. The AR has his flag up in an offsides trap, that time implemented by Jacksonville State. So a Jacksonville State team rather that will also begin conference play following this match with Ball State. On Friday they host the University of Tennessee Martin, which is Craig Roberts, head coach for Ball State, his old stomping grounds.
Yeah, Craig Roberts very familiar with UT Martin, and what a game that'll be, huh?
Coach Roberts spent his first couple seasons as a collegiate head coach at UT Martin in the Ohio Valley Conference. Did play these Gamecocks 4 times in his 4 years at UT Martin. Hasn't tallied a win yet, Jake.
Well, let's see if that'll change here today. So far, so good for Ball State.
New scene, new team for him. And he's playing with a lead with 34 minutes to play. Jacobs and Thompson challenging in the midfield, and Jacobs uses that 5'9" frame to head it out of there. Mattingly now, but not before a whistle. She was out of play. Mattingly, while she's a left back, she's shown the flair of having the foot skills of a midfielder.
Yeah, I mean, just a complete player. Ball State's lucky to have a player like Mattingly. Having her presence felt here today.
Really a dual threat, being able to defend, obviously playing left back, but also able to push forward in the attack.
I mean, what a weapon. I mean, if you have that for your team, you're able to be versatile, have lots of different opportunities. Mattingly presents one of those.
Do I ever need to do that?
All Mid-American Conference freshman team a season ago. Again, only a sophomore out of Floyd's Knobs, Indiana.
Last year she was 3rd on the team in minutes played. So obviously there's a trust factor there with Craig Roberts.
Expectations for her following a stellar freshman season through the roof. Here's Thompson, perhaps looking for a second goal. But there's Stark to find Musla. Musla carrying it into the attacking zone. And Mira Johnson lets it trickle over the end line for a goal kick. Rather a corner, as the head referee waves off the assistant referee and points towards the corner flag for the Cardinals.
Now let's watch how Ball State sets up this set piece here as we look. Going off Jacksonville State player. Mira Johnson lets it go.
Perhaps a lack of communication there from Jacksonville State. Mira Johnson.
Very possible.
Obviously thought that was through for a goal kick. Mattingly sends it in. Jacobs tries to get ahead on it. Can't quite find the back of the net. Musla crosses it in. Headed out of there by Salverda. Here's McNitt on the volley. Couldn't quite get her hips wound up. Here's Thompson all alone. 3 Ball State defenders in front of her. Kelsey Bright gives chase. She slows things up for the Gamecocks. Jackson the cross in. Jacobs a foot on it. Kayla Thompson giving chase.
Jacobs with a good read there. Turning away the goal scoring opportunity.
We've seen her very, very active. Victoria Jacobs here using her height to win balls in the midfield. She's won a couple 50-50s. We also saw her press forward in the corner kick. Tried to put her head on a ball for the Cardinals' 3rd goal.
And again, this Ball State defensive back line has just been impressive all afternoon.
Out for a Jacksonville State throw. midfield for Jackson, given away. Pembleton finds a foot. Johnson comes up to retrieve it, stays inside her box. Looks to get things restarted for the Gamecocks. Ball State fans, get ready to chirp. The only all-access Ball State football show, Third Down Chirp, presented by Papa John's, airs every Friday at noon on ballstatesports.com. Plus, check your local listings for air duties on Fox College Sport, WIPV TV, and Comcast Indiana. Again, that's Ball State Sports Link's Third Down Chirp. If you get a chance, go check that out before tonight's contest with Toledo. That one kicks off at 7 o'clock.
Our very own Connor Onion, an analyst on that.
I won't be making the trip today, but that would be quite a day for me, huh?
Well, why
if I was
not?
able to make it up to Toledo.
Jump in the Suburban, get there.
You can catch that one on SportsLink Radio with Tyler Bradfield and Matt Organ. That one, a 7 o'clock kick, pregame, starting at 6.
Big game there.
Oyer finds McNitt. Oyer with space. Oyer has a go. Oyer tests Mira Johnson, but she's up for the challenge.
Mira Johnson with the potential rebound, able to regain control. Not allow Ball State another scoring opportunity.
Johnson has been pretty solid today, making a couple nice saves, avoiding a lapse in confidence after the first 2 Ball State goals.
Attempted tackle here. Oh, excuse me. We're looking at the wrong play here. Mira Johnson here, just able to control the tough play.
Johnson
in front of it.
Johnson, a solid frame at 6 feet. Had a chance to work out with the Jamaican national team in their preparation for the CONCACAF tournament in 2012.
What an opportunity that is, huh?
Not only playing with some of the nation's finest stars, but CONCACAF includes the entire North America and Caribbean region. Quite an honor for Johnson.
Play with some of the best players, best athletes in the world.
Jacksonville State pushing forward into the Ball State zone. Sent in, and Orla Travers Gillespie clears it away. Pembleton and Jackson getting caught up in the midfield.
Looks to be okay.
McNitt and Mattingly back that time defending for the Cardinals. Down the left flank we go for the Cardinals, back on the attack, looking to counter. It's Pembleton, one of the Cardinals' captains, plays a through ball. It's Lucy Walton looking to cross. Walton crosses it in, and Johnson gets a fist on it. Pembleton heads it, shielded out by Bender. Busla gives chase and wins it in the box. As Jasmine Moses tried to send it back in on a 2nd and 3rd try. It's over the end line, and Mira Johnson is shaken up in the Jacksonville State net.
Yeah, I was curious to see why she was so slow to get up after making the initial stop.
Perhaps a collision as Madison Oyer was in, trying to get ahead on the cross from Lucy Walton. Just got done raving about Mira Johnson. She does have a capable backup, but you hate to see this at this juncture in the game. A competitive second half that we've seen so far.
No, you never want to see an injury, and hopefully Mira Johnson's okay. Looks to get up and shake things off with the athletic trainers.
Well, Johnson hasn't spent her entire collegiate career at Jacksonville State. She was at one time a Mississippi State Bulldog,
One of 3.
Keeper in the Southeastern Conference. Coach Neil McDonald, in his 2nd year right now at Jacksonville State, brought 3 Mississippi State Bulldogs with him when he took the job here at Jacksonville State, Johnson being one of them.
Well, I think it speaks a lot to Neil McDonald's coaching philosophy and style. You know, players following him to another opportunity.
Coach McDonald in his 17th year of coaching, very successful has Coach McDonald been. 215, 154, and 21 in his 17-year coaching career.
A native of Inverness, Scotland, as we get the other replay. Mira Johnson tipping the ball up, and it looks there she just comes down and collides with her own player.
Incidental contact there from Oyer. You get numbers pushed forward like that. Sometimes you can get a scrum in the box. But Johnson back on her feet, set to restart things for the Jacksonville State Gamecocks.
She's a gamer.
A gamer and a Gamecock.
That's it. Now, Connor, do you know how the Gamecocks actually got their logo, their mascot?
I don't. Please enlighten me.
Well, absolutely. I'd be more than happy to. So originally it was the Eagle Owls, and it was inspired by the Arctic Circle, but Jacksonville State fans wanted a little bit more Southern culture. So in 1946, they changed the logo to the Fighting Gamecocks, and it's been that ever since.
That fun fact of the day brought to you by Jake Bartleson and Ball State Sports Link. Thanks for that.
No problem. I love history.
We resume action in a 2-1 contest. 26:50 to play in the second half. I have a feeling you have a couple more fun facts up your sleeve.
I do. It's just got to fit in the game. We'll see what happens.
If not, we can discuss them off the air later.
Absolutely. I'll be more than happy to share with you later.
Always enjoy a fun fact or two. I am aware that South Carolina, they're also the Gamecocks.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you happen to know who was originally the Gamecocks?
I don't. Enlighten me.
I do not know. But
okay.
I'm curious as to, is there some sort of turf war between the two schools?
Potentially. I haven't really read into it much, but maybe somebody could feed us that info.
You're my guy on the fun facts, so
I'll get out in the commercial break.
Something to look forward to. Maybe in post-game.
Absolutely.
A little teaser to stick with us here on SportsLink TV as Brooke Dennis makes a nice diving attempt at a save. Comes up with it.
First challenge for Brooke Davis here in a while. Brooke Dennis, excuse me.
Ball forward towards Wenlet. It soars over her head. Finds Drapes along the back line. Heiser right flank. Here's Kelsey Bright. Bright has been quiet today. Tries to play it through and Mattingly denies her once more. Moses playing towards the corner. Wenlet giving chase. She has Salverda on her. Faces up. Wenlet. Salverda one-on-one. Boyer lets it trickle through and it's cleared out by Panchuk. Stark looking to keep it in for the Cardinals. Deflected. And a thigh used by Drapes to clear things out for the Gamecocks. Bellows looking to lead the counterattack. Thompson on Mattingly. Mattingly shields her off. Is Thompson in on the tackle from behind.
Might be a little bit of frustration in that play.
Shades of Zach Ryan dragging down a ball carrier. So you look at the replay.
Kayla Thompson just getting over physical, possibly frustrated here on the afternoon.
Well, she's got to be careful. They can't afford to lose her. They've already lost Courtney Hurt.
Almost a horse collar tackle.
To a booking. The referee has a word with Kayla Thompson. The yellow card does not come out, however. The referee today seemingly letting the girls play, swallowing his whistle most times. Always good to see the players deciding the outcome.
Absolutely, and I think that's the way the game should be played. But in some instances, referees are necessary, and that's the case there.
Musla defending on Rush. Rush sends it in. Tried to send it near post, but couldn't get it turned around into the box.
As we get the replay here. Jacksonville State trying to send it in. Just sends it way over the net, over the target.
Dennis sends it away. Wenlet controlling in the midfield. Boyer running onto it. Boyer with a full head of steam. Tries to play it through, but Bender is there getting a foot on it. Here's Jackson playing Bright. Bright comes from an athletic family. Her sister Caitlin played softball at Oklahoma State. She's been very, very successful this season Already 6 goals. She's only put the ball on target 9 times, and 6 times out of those 9, she's found the back of the net. Today, the Cardinals have been all over her.
Efficient player. Cardinals doing well on that.
Feldman running back post, unable to save it before it goes over the end line. Jacksonville State to restart things with a goal kick.
As we approach, 22 and a half minutes left, Jacksonville State needs to get more aggressive here, get some more shots on goal. They're still down 1. You need to get an equalizer.
Jake, you're a stylish guy. Have you checked out TJ Maxx yet?
I have not.
Well, we appreciate the support that they give us here on this broadcast today. You can check them out at tjmaxgraphics.com. So if we need to go shopping sometime this week for one of our next broadcasts, that's the place to go.
All right. I'm there. You tell me when in there, and I'll be there. I need all the help in fashion I can get. As others would tell me.
Looking slick today. Looking like Men in Black up here in the booth, aren't you?
I try. We're in the black. You're not too shabby yourself. Black.
All we need is Will Smith, and I think we've got ourselves a crew.
We'll get the sunglasses. We'll get a picture after the game.
Two to 1 the score. About 21 minutes to settle things between Jacksonville State and Ball State. It's Courtney Rush, Mattingly defending. Steps over, but Mattingly seemingly not fooled.
Mattingly's so good on that, not fooled at all. Being a defensive cog here for the Ball State Cardinals this afternoon. One of the many reasons why she was my player to watch coming into the match today.
The Cardinals, as we mentioned before, have been stellar defensively this season. 3 shutouts in their first 6 matches. They won't be able to record one today after Kayla Thompson's goal. But after last season, they were first in the MAC in goals allowed per game. You'd think with a bunch of experience returning back there, it would be a similar performance come conference play.
Oh yeah, and Ball State opened its season with back-to-back shutouts for the second time in the 16-year history of the program. The first time since 2001, and again, Ball State defense just looking very solid.
Bender carrying into space. McNitt wins it. Cardinals doing an excellent job of winning the 50-50s today. Part of the reason they're on top 2-1. Wendlet. Nobody on. Wendlet outside touch. Comes back inside, weaving in and out. Trucks a defender, Musla. Plays back for McNitt, who has a go. But her shot is off the mark.
Nice play by Wendlet, and Musla able to get it out. McNitt just a little bit too much on that, but right play, right idea.
It's exactly what the Cardinals midfielders were working on in practice on Thursday.
Just get that ball a little bit down.
Musla doing a good job of playing the way she faced. Just unlucky not to put it on frame that time. Mattingly pokes it out. It finds Veldman.
Ball State slowing down the tempo a little bit here.
Can afford to do that as Jacksonville State chasing a goal. It's getting late in the second half.
Again, this is where you got to be on your A game. Jacksonville State coming with a full head of steam.
Now looking at strategy coming down the stretch here. If the score does remain stagnant, what does Jacksonville State need to do to equalize here in the final 20 minutes?
I think you just got to look for a mistake in the Ball State defense. Find an area where it's got an open seam and try to dump and chase and try to get Ball State out of their rhythm. They're playing right into it.
Now they play a 4-3-3, does Jacksonville State. Already an attacking-minded formation. How aggressive are you at this juncture with still 18 minutes to play You still don't want to concede a third goal to Ball State, but you need to get that equalizer.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got to be part of the conversation. You might switch up a couple of things. And again, I mentioned before that Blair Barker, I'd like to see her out there. And in 2013, she scored the first goal of the year against McNeese State, vaulted them the victory. Maybe a repeat, or at least an equalizer here.
Played over to the top. Veldman giving chase. Veldman crossing it in, but it's off her shin guard for a goal kick. So Ball State not back on their heels, still looking to push things forward.
Playing very confident.
Coach Roberts loves to see confident play, something that he's harped on all week long in practice. Veldman checks out. Lucy Walton back in the midfield. There's Jacobs winning the header. Finds Thompson. Now Bright playing back to her support. There's Thompson. You saw a glimpse of her danger there. She was able to keep her footing. She may have been through on net. Dumped over the top. It finds Jacobs at center back. The students of Ball State Sports Link would like to thank the staff of WIPB as Madison Oyer nearly in on goal. Heiser there to track it down. We'd like to thank the folks at WIPB, including Bill Bryant, our audio man Rob Foltz, Keith Huffman, and our engineers in charge, Eugene Smith and Rick Martin. Can't thank them enough for the work they've done today to get us on the air and making sure things aren't mayhem in the truck, as Wenlet has a shot easily saved by Mira Johnson. We especially have to thank Rob Foltz after the fans at home have to listen to us for 90 minutes of soccer. He hasn't turned us down yet.
I know, it's got to be tough. But again, thank you to all of our broadcast crew here this afternoon, and your work is greatly appreciated.
Left back, it's Salverda playing Bender. Moses in strong on the tackle. .15 to play. 2-1 Cardinals. Here's Thompson pushing things forward. Giving chase is Lindsey Jackson. Dennis dives off of her line and scoops it up before Jackson could cross it in for Jacksonville State.
Dennis making a nice decision on that play, cutting down the angle.
Musla had plenty of space. It was well won by Salverda. And here comes Thompson. Thompson cutting it back on Jacobs. Not a lot of moving parts on the back line for the Cardinals, as both Victoria Jacobs and Kaylee Stark rarely came off the field a season ago. Both Mattingly and Jacobs have yet to leave the field this season as well coming into the match today. They've played all 580 minutes. That's what I like to call an Iron Woman, Jake.
Absolutely. They got to be well conditioned for that. And speaking of Iron Women, we got an Ironman streak. This day in history, Cal Ripken, the famous baseball player from the Baltimore Orioles, his streak of 2,632 games was snapped. So just a little bit of iron there.
Iron sharpens iron.
That's
Look
it.
at you being timely, too.
I'll try.
Now, that's not to say Leah Mattingly and Victoria Jacobs won't be in the Hall of Fame like Cal Ripken someday, huh?
We'll have to see.
No pressure.
No pressure, not at all. Everybody's like Cal Ripken.
Bright plays it down the line. Numbers forward for Jacksonville State. Clausen plays it back. Shot in for Thompson, and Clausen is in, but can't get a foot on it. Moses clears it out. It's a Jacksonville State corner. And this is a big moment here in this game is a golden opportunity now for Jacksonville State to level the playing field.
Well, Moses with a great play here. Great opportunity for Jacksonville State. Streaking down. If Moses not there, the outcome might have been different.
Every single player on the Cardinals back in defense of this corner. It's sent in, and Oyer sends it out.
And Connor, that play right there is what Ball State coaches would say, winning the 18. Get that ball out of there.
It was Mattingly instead heading it out. Another chance on now for Jacksonville State. Dennis watches it slide back past the back post. Back line does a successful job of clearing it out.
It's bend but don't break defense. Jacksonville putting the heat on, unable to convert.
Bright sends it back post, but too strong on the cross.
I think Jacksonville State's doing the right thing. They're just unable to get their own shots down. Of course, that could be accredited to Ball State defense, of course.
Kelsey Bright hasn't quite seen opportunities come her way today. That was probably her best chance, and that's not saying much.
Right, no. It's not been a bright spot of her day.
Oyer plays back to Stark. One out of the midfield by Panchuk. She switches the fields. Dowd plays it through the back and streaks up the sideline where Mattingly meets her. Wendlandt outside touch, tries to turn. Instead, it's back to Salverda. Salverda playing very, very well at that center back position here in the second half. The vocal leader of this Gamecocks club. She's in her senior season, also a captain, not only this year, but as a junior as well, saying something about her experience on that back line.
Yeah, and she's one of 3 to start all 19 games in 2013, so a lot of experience on the front line for Jacksonville State.
Pretty versatile as an athlete, too. She played 4 sports in high school. Almost unheard of this day and age of specializing in sports and sticking to one sport.
Well, I don't know when she had time to do homework.
She played soccer, but not only did she earn herself a spot on Jacksonville State's team as a soccer player, but in high school she also managed to balance basketball, volleyball, and track.
Well, I mean, again, I don't know when she had time to do anything else. I barely have time to do anything else. Very
Versatile
impressive.
athlete, and she's been holding that back 4 together in the second half. The Cardinals have yet to break free. Still sitting on 2 goals. Moses, combination play with Wendlandt. Finds Oyer. Oyer dribbles at the center backs. Moses breaks 3 on a through ball. Moses sends it wide, but she's offsides.
Good chance for Moses there, unable to hold up. Had the right look, though.
We're inside 10 minutes, still sitting on a 2-1 score. Cardinals looking to improve to 4-1-2 as we celebrate Senior Day. Walton down the left flank. Walton crossing it in. Mira Johnson up for the task again, and the second effort saves the 3rd goal from squirting free.
Well, Lucy Walton's just been having quietly a nice day. And we see here on the replay. Great cross. Mira Johnson able to get up, unable to control it.
Here's Mattingly back from her left back position. She sends a cross, and she goes far post and scores! Leah Mattingly with nice touch with her left foot.
Ball State goal for number 3, Leah Mattingly.
Well, how about that? Leah Mattingly, we've been saying her name all game long, able to convert. And we'll see here on the replay, juke out the defender, just gets great touch on that left foot. Straight over the outstretched arm of Mira Johnson. Perfect spot in the corner. Good goal, Ball State, 3-1 now.
Wonderful technique from the sophomore left back, and that is her second goal in as many weeks as she had the game winner against Delaware, dating back to last Friday. So all of a sudden, as a defender, she's gotten her hands dirty in the attack.
Well, this is going to be a case where Ball State's got to be careful and not give up a quick goal.
Panchuk. Now dire moments for Jacksonville State, chasing 2 goals on the road with 8 minutes to play. Can they get something going and make this a ball game? Moses plays Pembleton, but she's not able to stick behind the second to last defender, and she's offside.
Way offside on that one. Nice read by Moses. Good play. Pembleton a little bit ahead of herself.
A reminder to see the latest SportsLink productions, feature stories, and videos, plus get score schedules and news, log on to the official website of Ball State Athletics, www.ballstatesports.com. Again, if you're joining us on Comcast Channel 81 Indiana, this broadcast is also being streamed if you have to step away from your TV on ballstatesports.com. It's been an entertaining afternoon of some soccer here at Bryner Sports Complex, Jake.
It has, and Ball State fans have to be happy with the performance of the Ball State seniors and the effort of the back line and everybody else. Crowd still out here, sun shining.
Salverda plays forward, Mattingly heads it away. Panchuk. Now Oyer. Given away by Cox, but it finds McNitt, the holding center midfield position. The Cardinals now content to possess the soccer ball.
Communication is important here.
Try to ice this thing away.
As the ball almost hits one of our camera crew, Peter Hood down there. Not on our crew. Look out.
Always have to be alert down there as fans have the freedom here at Bryner to line the sidelines. Almost like a courtside seat at a basketball game.
Kayla Thompson getting very, very frustrated. Getting in the face of Nicole Pembleton. Wonder what that's about.
Salverda taking the free kick. It's dumped over the top. Jackie Rush, who's been quiet today, heads it away. It's Carson Taylor on the right wing. Mattingly has done well to shield off the attacker. Oyer looking to turn. Finds McNitt. Shea McNitt didn't get the start today. She has started the 6 previous contests for the Cardinals, but in lieu of it being senior day, she's happy to take a back seat and allow the 6 seniors their moment in the sun. Here's Rush. Travers Gillespie wins it away. Rush has really been stifled this afternoon. Somebody that we were looking out for in pregame to make a big impact on this Cardinals back line.
Well, she was probably circled on that scouting report, and Ball State knew what kind of player she was going in. They weren't going to let her spoil senior day potentially, and so far it's just been very, very quiet, uncharacteristic.
Outside of Courtney Hurt, who's suspended because of a red card, Kelsey Bright and Jackie Rush, the top attacking options for Jacksonville State. Rush, over her 4-year career, now in her senior season, has not missed a single game. Incredible. Today is her 67th match and her 59th start.
And that'll speak to her conditioning. You got to be in great shape to maintain that kind of a pace, and Jackie Rush is exhibiting it.
Conditioning, consistency, and a little bit of luck along the way as well.
Sure.
But no luck to be had for her today. As her Gamecocks trail by 2 goals with inside 5 minutes remaining in this one.
Starting to see Jacksonville State get frustrated, and they can't do that. They got to keep their composure. It's still within their reach. They just got to stay focused.
There's Bright and Panchuk. Greeley has a go. She's well off that back post.
Jacksonville State doing a lot of chirping down on there in the field.
Frustration, perhaps, beginning to set in for them.
And they can't do that. They got to keep working. Got to keep pushing. Ball State's in their head.
Mattingly carrying it forward. A weekend full of Ball State athletics. The volleyball team is out east in Virginia. Last night they knocked off ACC opponent Virginia in 3 sets. They took on VCU this afternoon. Lost a heartbreaker in 5 sets. Volleyball SID Brad Caudell was sad to report to us that the Cardinals in the 5th set brought it all the way back to a 14-13 match before dropping the 5th and final set.
Tough luck in the afternoon for them, but
better fortunes here today for
Resilient
the Ball State Cardinals on the soccer pitch. Can they make it 2 of 3 tonight in Toledo on the football field?
$1 million question.
Right wing, Mattingly in on the tackle. She's been solid all afternoon long.
Oh, she's been so good, just having her control and recontrol the ball. And
she sends in a nice ball now for Pembleton. Numbers rushing into the box for the Cardinals. Pembleton can't send it in. Cox, top of the 18. All sorts of space for Oyer in the midfield. Finds Stark right side. Stark dumps it over the top. An easy retrieval for Mira Johnson.
Keeping an eye on our clock here. 2 minutes remaining here at Briner. Ball State just playing the possession game now. As Pembleton gets some speed.
About 90 seconds remaining. All that's left to do is protect that 2-goal lead for the Cardinals. And you're moving on to 4-1-2 in the non-conference, looking ahead to conference play against Bowling Green next Friday. Again on their home pitch.
Bend but don't break.
Here's Pembleton. Still looking for her first goal on the afternoon. Be quite a way for her to put the cherry on top of her senior day. She can strike here in the final 60 seconds.
And Pembleton's an interesting individual. She trained with the Canadian national team in 2010, so she's got some experience there. Mississauga, Canada.
How many times did you practice that pronunciation in front of the mirror?
A couple of times, and I wish I did a little bit more, but that's okay.
Speaking of which, Pembleton has a strike on goal and fingers on her temples as she shows a little bit of frustration.
Oh, she knew she had the opportunity. She's looking up at the sky.
Slapping herself for not finishing this one.
Great effort, great kick. Just over the net. She had an opportunity, and she knew that.
Good technique from the Canadian international as we're counting down the seconds here at Briner Sports Complex, and the Cardinals on Senior Day and Youth Soccer Day come out on top by the score of 3-1. Leah Mattingly, Elena Musla, and Gabby Veldman all tally for the Cardinals, while the lone goal for Jacksonville State came from Kayla Thompson well-played match today from the Cardinals.
Yeah, you got to be happy with the performance coming out on senior day with the win. Beautiful day. Great recipe of success for the Cardinals.
Well, the Cardinals, they return home on Friday. They play Bowling Green again at 5 o'clock before going on the road at Eastern Michigan next Sunday at 1 p.m. And then they start things off in October. The 3rd, they host Central Michigan at 5 o'clock again here at Briner Sports Complex. So now you're through the non-conference season. You come out with a 4-1-2 record, 3 shutouts in 7 games. You played a tough team in Purdue, held your own. So what's the outlook for them now heading into conference play?
Well, you got to build on it. You got to build on the success that you have. And essentially, you get a clean slate going into MAC play. It's 0-0 as far as their season's kind of concerned. And Ball State's got to continue what they're doing, keep it tight defensively, score some goals. Ball State looking in good shape.
For Jacksonville State, they also head into conference play as they'll be taking on the University of Tennessee Martin on September 26th. What'd you like from them this afternoon? What needs to improve for them before they head to conference?
Well, Kayla Thompson stuck out to me with the goal here, and she was very active and getting those loose balls, and she was something that Ball State definitely had to adjust to as the game went on. So I'll have to keep an eye on her.
Again, the final for the victorious Ball State Cardinals. 3 off the foot of Elena Musla, Gabby Veldman, and Leah Mattingly. For Jacksonville State, they fall to 4-5 on the season. When we come back, we'll sit down with head soccer coach for Ball State, Craig Roberts. Stick right here on SportsLink TV.
And took the big trophy home.
And Aunt Jane.
I guess I did all right. But look at them. Cradle of coaches, Hall of Famers.
And Dad ran in the Olympic trial.
Your cousin played in the Sweet 16. And how about the College World Series? That was awesome. If only I can. You both can. I'm already proud of you. Now, who gets these?
Me!
The Mid-American Conference, generations of champions since 1946.
Dancing is my passion. I never imagined it could help children with autism, transforming their lives and mine. I've learned I can make an impact that will last a lifetime. I love to dance and was born to teach. Ball State. Education redefined.
Hey, can you help me move?
Oh, you know what? I'm stuck at the office.
Hi, I'm moving.
No problem, sir. You can get your Xfinity services installed on the date you choose or have a self-install kit sent to your new home.
Thank you.
Finally get some help moving. Call 1-855-MOVE-EDGE today.
Okay, sports fans, it's game time at the Built Ford Tough Sales event. Hey, this is when
Necessary toughness
is the perfect play. And Ford F-150 with EcoBoost is a huge hit with power and efficiency. And keep an eye on the clock, pal, because fans snag one of these bad boys about every 42 seconds. Ford F-Series, #1, 37 years straight. That's called a dynasty, baby.
During the Built Ford Tough Sales event, get 0 for 60 plus 1,500 bonus cash or get up to $8,250 in total savings.
Covering the Olympics in London as a student and seeing my work in the Chicago Tribune. That experience jump-started my career in New York City at Time Magazine and developed me into a true visual storyteller. Ball State, education redefined.
Ball State SportsLink is bigger than ever. The best stories in Ball State sports, live game production, award-winning studio shows, and more. It's only from Ball State SportsLink, an immersive learning production.
Welcome back to Briner Sports Complex. The final today for the Ball State Cardinals, improving to 4-1-2. They're on top 3-1 at the end of 90 minutes. Jake, now it's time to look at a couple highlights for the victorious Ball State Cardinals.
And there were plenty of them for Ball State this afternoon, as to the delight of the Ball State fans, and as we get those rolling here.
A nice crowd on hand today as you see the Cardinals able to create all sorts of opportunities. The first goal coming off the foot of Elena Musla.
Yeah, absolutely. You take a look at this play, and Elena just making a nice play. Windlet with a nice inland pass.
First goal came off a short corner. The second one, Wendlet was able to penetrate deep into the attacking third, send a cross in, and Veldman converted on the putback. And here is Kayla Thompson. She's able to score it free. A ball played over the top. Takes a nice inside touch. Hammers home the only goal for Jacksonville State.
Again, you got to be happy with the performance from Ball State this afternoon as we get Kayla Thompson's goal from Jacksonville State. Great individual effort, but not enough this afternoon.
Just slid through the legs of Orla Travers Gillespie for the lone goal for Jacksonville State. And here we see Kayla Thompson playing physically in the midfield with Leah Mattingly.
Yeah. Absolutely, and again, you got to be happy with the performance of Ball State this afternoon.
Again, the back line very solid. You saw Jasmine Moses clearing the ball out there, and Mattingly, the third and final goal, the cherry on top for the Cardinals.
Oh, and that was just a great kick off her left foot. Just had the right angle. Mira Johnson could do nothing about it.
Again, the final, the Cardinals improved to 4-1-2. They're victorious over the Jacksonville State Gamecocks 3-1. When we come back from break, we'll have head coach Craig Roberts. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Ball State Soccer on SportsLink TV.
Real-world interviews at Ball State helped me realize the responsibility that comes with being in front of the camera. Society needs passionate journalists. Now I'm on air in D.C. with the whole world watching. Ball State, education redefined.
You were right. I can watch my DVR shows anyway.
Take your DVR shows anywhere. The X1 Entertainment Operating System, only from Xfinity.
And as the clock ran down, I sank the jumper. And took the big trophy home.
And Aunt Jane.
I guess I did all right. But look at them. Great old coaches, Hall of Famers.
And Dad ran in the Olympic trials.
Your cousin played in the Sweet 16. And how about the College World Series? That was awesome. If only I can. You both can. I'm already proud of you. Now, who gets these?
Me!
The Mid-American Conference. Generations of champions since 1946.
Okay, sports fans, it's game time at the Built Ford Tough Sales event. Hey, this is when
necessary toughness
is the perfect play. And Ford F-150 with EcoBoost is a huge hit with power and efficiency. And keep an eye on the clock, pal, because fans snag one of these bad boys about every 42 seconds. Ford F-Series, #1, 37 years straight. That's called a dynasty, baby.
During the Built Ford Tough Sales event, get 0 for 60 plus 1,500 bonus cash or get up to $82.50 in total savings.
Welcome back out to Briner Sports Complex. The Cardinals on top of Jacksonville State after 90 minutes of play, 3-1. We have Coach Roberts alongside us. And Coach, Senior Day, 6 seniors that you're celebrating here today. You got all of them involved. How do you feel for the girls today?
I'm really proud of them. They did a great performance today. Obviously, they started the game off and set the tone for the game with scoring early with obviously the seniors in. So we're delighted for them to have that experience. And obviously, we closed out and they got another goal again in the last few there with those all the seniors on board. So really pleased with them going out in that such a fashion.
Coach, a lot of good moments coming out of this game, and as you head into your preparation against Bowling Green, what are you going to take away from your performance into that game?
Well, I think we possessed very well at times, but at the same time we went a little bit too direct at times, and so we need to make sure that we mix up our game a little bit better and be a little bit more consistent through all areas of the game. And then obviously in the last third we created again several chances, and we just needed to convert those. I was really pleased with what we created, but we just need to capitalise in that last third and put the games away. But overall I was pleased with their performance.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time. Thanks for doing this.
Okay,
Congratulations on the win. Again, the Cardinals victorious 3-1. Coach Roberts and company on Senior Day celebrating a win over Jacksonville State. When we come back, we'll wrap things up from Briner Sports Complex. Don't go anywhere. It's SportsLink TV.
Fox College Sports, CBS, ESPN. Impressive clients for college students. We write, direct, and produce our Emmy-nominated programs daily. We even designed our own virtual set. Ball State, education redefined.
Today, the phone company is nickel and diming you. But tomorrow, you could be saving a fortune. Save on your home phone bill with Xfinity Voice from Comcast. Plus, text from your home number and save on your wireless bill. Switch to Xfinity Voice with unlimited talk and text for $19.99 a month for 12 months. Or step up to an Xfinity X1 Triple Play and save even more. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Okay, sports fans, it's game time at the Built Ford Tough Sales event. Hey, this is when
necessary toughness
is the perfect play. And Ford F-150 with EcoBoost is a huge hit with power and efficiency. And keep an eye on the clock, pal, because fans snag one of these bad boys about every 42 seconds. Ford F-Series, #1, 37 years straight. That's called a dynasty, baby.
During the Built Ford Tough Sales event, get 0 for 60 plus 1,500 bonus cash or get up to $8,250 in total savings.
The Mid-American Conference. We come from many places. We're as different as the games that we champion. But behind every great play, beneath every uniform, lies something even greater. Because the real goal is building better people. The Mid-American Conference. Sportsmanship for life since 1946.
The Emmy Award-winning student production from Ball State SportsLink has a new look and a new partner. Stoops Automotive is proud to present Ball State's only all-sports magazine show, telling the best stories in Ball State athletics.
Nearly 400 Cardinal fans going home happy this afternoon as the Cardinals improve to 4-1-2 on the young 2014 soccer campaign. Jake, a great day for the seniors, all 6 of them playing a big role in this 3-1 victory.
You got to be proud. Jasmine Moses was a player that stuck out to me. She just had a great feel for the game today, and she got her teammates in position to succeed.
Now we'll take a look at the final stats. Ball State outshooting the Jacksonville State Gamecocks 14-5. Chances all over the place on the attack for the Cardinals.
A lot of good chances for Ball State this afternoon. Able to convert on 3 of them.
As a result of that, Mira Johnson was tested in net for Jacksonville State. She did make 6 saves, a couple of bobbles that led to Ball State goals, but also Brooke Dennis played well in the back for the Cardinals with 3 saves.
A couple breakdowns defensively for Jacksonville State. Mira Johnson unable to solve it.
Not quite as physical as we may have expected. Jacksonville State has the reputation of being a physical bunch. Up top, they were physical. We saw Kayla Thompson dragging defenders all over her. But all in all, you have to feel good if you're Coach Roberts and the Ball State Cardinals about what you're seeing. Going in
a MAC play, you got to be happy with the performance.
Before we have to get off the air here, Jake, conference play starts on Friday. What's the outlook for the Cardinals?
Well, I think you got to continue what you're doing. You had a great recipe of success this afternoon defensively. You played true to your game. They got to continue to do that. Good things will come.
In the 70th match together, Maggie Cox, Lindsay Kempf, Jasmine Moses, Victoria Jacobs, Nicole Pembleton, and Kaylee Stark can celebrate their senior day with their 32nd victory, improving to 32, 24, and 14. The Cardinals are back in action next Friday as Bowling Green comes to town for MACtion. A special shout out to our executive producer Alex Seitz for all that he's done this week in getting us prepared for this broadcast. Also our assistant producer JC Obringer, our technical director Drew Adamson, and Brad Daly, Alex Cartman, and Chris Taylor, our faculty advisors. Also thank you to everybody in the truck and on camera. For the final time from Briner Sports Complex, it's the Ball State Cardinals 3, Jacksonville State 1. This has been a Ball State SportsLink production on SportsLink TV.